This evening, cleanup is underway after a line of storms made its way through the state late last night. In the past 2 days, at least 35 people have died from this storm, though no deaths were reported here in Georgia. But Paulding County was the area hit hardest. This is video from our weather impact drone. The National Weather Service will assess the damage to confirm if a tornado touched down. Tonight, we have team coverage on the storm's aftermath in Paulding County. Caitlin Ross speaks with a family who says they escaped with only seconds to spare. But let's first start off with Ron Jones on Villa Rica Highway in Dallas. Ron, what are you seeing there?
Well, this is where a lot of damage took place here, Jennifer, right here on Villa Rica Highway. And here's a good example. This tree, this tall tree, this pine tree was snapped in half like a toothpick. It came crashing down, and the family tell me that the lights were flashing. They heard what sounded like a freight train, and before you know it, the tree came crashing down on top of the home. The good news here, no one was injured inside, even though it poked some holes in the rooftop, and the family had to run into the basement for cover. Now, these are stories, as you know, Jennifer, we're hearing all throughout Paulding County. We're getting videos, getting pictures as well. But as far as what the impact was throughout the county, let's now go to Grace King with the very latest on that. Grace, what can you tell us?
Well, Ron, we've spotted hundreds of trees toppled over in Paulding County, but thankfully the sheriff says no one was seriously hurt. Sheriff Ashley Hansen told us 14 homes were damaged, and he went around checking on some of those homes and the injuries this afternoon. On Sunday, Paulding County Sheriff Ashley Hansen checking on his people.
That's what Paulding County is about. I've lived here my entire life. My kids are 9th generation Paulding Countyans, and that's just what we do. We help each other.
The severe storm knocked out power for thousands in his county.
We've got a transmission line that's down, which means that's where the big power comes from. And so it's got to get to the substation, so they're working on that.
The strong winds damaged trees, billboards, and gas stations.
It's going to take weeks and maybe months to get some of this stuff cleaned up, but we're super appreciative of everyone, and just make sure everyone remains careful.
Careful and dry. Some of Sheriff Hansen's friends had a tree take out part of their living room.
Woke up to a loud noise, glass breaking. Thought it was a skylight, and come to find out it was the whole living room and stuff on the walls.
Jim Thomas was surprised to see the extent of the damage.
Knocked down the ceiling.
But is grateful he and his wife are okay.
It's just things, stuff.
Most of the damage appears to be things and stuff. The sheriff reported no major injuries despite the extensive damage.
This is a tight-knit community, and this is something that hasn't happened in quite some time. We always prepare for the worst and hope it passes by us. Unfortunately, our car got called today, or last night rather, and we had a significant amount of damage.
Now, Sheriff Hansen warned that there are several scammers out who tend to prey on people in these situations that are looking for that quick help, whether it's roofing, tarping, tree removal. He says be careful who you pick to help fix your home. Make sure they're licensed, make sure they're insured, and don't give any payment before that work is complete. Live in Paulding County, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
And it's really sad, Grace. We have to think about that, but those are really good tips. Let me just show you something here. You can see a lot of family members. This is the Ingram family where I am right now, trying to pick up the pieces, trying to get their life back in order. And as people start to pick up the pieces, we're hearing from a lot of folks who made it out with just seconds to survive. 11 Alive's Caitlin Ross is at a home of one family in Paulding County who says they barely escaped. She has the damage from Springbrook Lane and Chase Way.
Seconds before the roof collapsed, the Burgess family's young daughters were sleeping right here.
The whole side of our panel, like 5 feet from where I was, is ripped. The wind ripped the siding right off. Very fortunate to survive.
The ceiling is caved in and shattered glass covers the ground.
I don't know how we made it out.
Allison and Zach Burgess say they lost power at 11:40 Saturday night, and moments later, the house started to shake.
We grabbed them out of the bed, carried them down the stairs, and when we got out of her bedroom door, stuff started collapsing. Trees started coming in. Her whole room is it's collapsed. Where her bed is the ceiling's fell in on it.
They could feel the hail coming through the ceiling as they raced to get to safety. 6 trees crashed through the ceiling as they took cover in the stairway.
I mean, it was over in 30 seconds, you know, but our house shook. It almost felt like our house was going to come off the foundation.
Dozens of friends and neighbors came out to help them clean up.
Which just means the world to us, because this is obviously very hard to take in.
Just how close they came.
It was the worst thing I've ever experienced. My daughters and niece, and they were scared to death. They didn't know what was going on.
Incredibly, all 5 of them escaped without any injuries, but they can't stop thinking about how bad it could have been.
We can't get their faces out of our heads. They were terrified.
Reporting in Paulding County, Caitlin Ross, 11 Alive News.
As you know, that could be a very scary situation for a lot of families, and the same here for the Ingram family. As I pointed out, they heard the crash, they heard the boom, they had to run outside first in the wind to get back into the basement for safety. And we're going to continue to cover what's taking place up here in Paulding County and share those stories with you as well. Reporting live in Paulding County, I'm Ron Jones. Back to you, Jennifer.
Yeah, Ron, we're glad those families are at least okay physically tonight. Thank you so much.